guys, you're welcome to my channel today, and as usual, something very special. Okay, so you're welcome, and you're welcome. So join me as we get into what we have today. Now, but before we proceed, I want to ask you, have you been following our entrepreneurship series? If you've not, you really need to get back and look at what we've done in the past. And then if you have been following by now, you must have done your idea generation. You've conceived an idea, and then you know if it fits or not. And then afterwards, we went into our model canvas. And I want to believe that you've tried out the model canvas on your own, and then using that your business idea, you've tried to look at the model canvas and then analyze that business using the model canvas. Now, if you've done that, then it's time to get into the next thing that we have in this series. And then, man, you can't afford to miss that particular one. It's very, very important. It's there for everybody to know how to do it and how to go about it. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So join me as we get into what we have today properly. You're welcome back. Okay, so now today we are looking at business plan. Now this is something that I hear some persons trying to give it out to someone to do for them and and pay them off. That's no problem at all. Well, I want to ask you a question. If you're not part of your business plan drafts, you just pay someone and the person does everything for you, obviously it's not going to fit into your business. You know why? Nobody knows your business more than you do. So you really need to learn how to do these things. And even if you're not going to be the only one that would design your business plan, you're going to be getting the services of a professional to do that for you. You also need to be part of that particular assignment with the professional. If not, your business idea is going to be alien to you. Okay, so today we're looking at business plan. The first thing we're going to look at is what business plan it's all about. What's a business plan? A business plan can be described as a strategic document intended to guide the establishment of a business and then to convince an investor on the viability of the business. Now, the business plan has the detail of everything you intend to run in that business from A to Z. A business plan is also a guided written document that's prepared by an entrepreneur or a contractor that describes all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new business or a venture. It's also needed even in a business that is already running. So that's a business plan for you. Now, there are basic things you need to understand about a business plan. Now, the business plan has to tell us everything about your business from the beginning to the end, from the idea generation, the value you intend to give to customers, that's your value proposition, onward to all the costs that is needed to run that particular business, your expected revenue or income, everything you need, the technical aspect of the business, the finance, everything about that business, it's centered in this business plan. And also even in the dissolution of the business, so everything it's in the business plan. Okay, now I'm going to give you reasons why you need to have a business plan. Because I hear some people saying, I don't need a business plan. Like someone once came to me and said, can you help me on how to go about getting money fund for my business? I was like, okay, that's no problem. There are actually organizations that do that, but you need a business plan. So when I told the person what business plan is all about, she was like, so I need to do all these things. I said, yes, you need to do them. Now, some of those things, some of those items, you may not be 100% precise about them, but you're going to fix figures to them. Okay, because nobody is going to throw money in the air for you. So the reasons why you need a business plan, it's one, it's going to help to guide your own business idea, what exactly you are going into the market to do. It's going to help you define, have a concise piece about the business you want to get into. Okay, and it's going to also help you to see the areas you have neglected or things you felt they weren't important. The business plan will help you get this. So it's going to help your business get concise and you to actually know your business. The second thing that the business plan will do for you is that It's going to help you to be competitive enough in the marketplace. Yes, with a business plan, you have a defined path that you're rolling. So it's not like you get into the market, you see that a particular business is running eastward, you change from your direction of westward, you start running eastward. So it's going to help you in the marketplace, and it's going to help you to be competitive enough. Now, the business plan is also going to help your employees, okay? Because if an employee is coming into a business and he knows that, man, this is what this business is all about, it's going to help him or her to actually roll with the vision of that very business. Okay, so now the fourth thing why you need a business plan, which according to my own rating maybe is one of the most important, and is that a business plan would help you, would help investors see what your business is all about. It's going to help convince your investors about your business. Okay, so you actually need a business plan to run a business. But before I proceed, let me run the objectives of a business plan. One, to direct the vision formulated by the entrepreneur. That's what the business plan aims to achieve. Secondly, it's going to evaluate the prospectus of your business. Yes. What's this business prospect all about? How far do you think it can go? The business plan will help to tell us that. Now, the business plan will also help in monitoring. It's going to help to monitor the progress of the implementation of that particular business idea, and then the procedure, the process, the steps that you think will be involved in the business. Now, the business plan would also help to analyze alternatives to business venture. It's going to also help to guide the entrepreneur in the implementation of his plan. Okay, there could be so many ideas popping up in your head, but if you don't have a defined business plan, man, those ideas, you're not going to monitor the execution one step at a time. And then it's going to help you identify resources that will be required to implement the plan you have on ground. Okay, in fact, it's like the business plan is the entirety of your business in your hand. Yes, before you even start to like equip the office, get those things done physically, the business plan shows the business. Like, you have your business, the entirety of your business inside that booklet or paper where you have your plan on. So these are the objectives the objectives that the business plan stands to fulfill. Now, I'm going to give you some items that you need to include in your business plan. Now, the first thing is that on a general scale, you're expected to have an executive summary, but then I would advise you not to put up your executive summary until you're done with the entire business plan. Then you can now put up your executive summary. Then afterwards, what's the name of your business? That's the first thing. The name of a business matters so much. The name of the business should actually answer what the business stands for. Okay, if you're thinking of having a digital business, then depending on the kind of digital business, then I shouldn't expect you to use something so foreign from the digital world. Just something close to the digital world would be good for a business name. Now, you also need to give us the background, like an introduction to the business in question, the vision, the mission statement, the Lego framework, the product and services you intend to offer to the public, the location of the business, and then the industry trend or the key success factors. Okay, that's one. Now, when we are done with this general introduction part of it, we're going to look at the market aspect of the plan. What is the nature of the business and the nature of the market you're getting into? Okay, you also need to look at the sales and market share analysis, the key competitors, the competitive edge you think you have. You also need to tell us your SWOT analysis on the business plan. That's your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and then your threat. You need to use the SWOT to analyze the business in question, and that's going to reflect on your business plan. Then we need to also marshal out the marketing plan you have, the market segmentation, the target market in question. Obviously, your market is not for everybody in the world. Yes, you have a target. So we need to know the target audience that you want to meet up with their need, your market mix implementation, and then your even your calendar, your budget, when you intend to start the business, how much you intend to budget for the business. Then you very important, the technical analysis. What's the production plan like? What kind of product are you getting into? What's the production process like? The production process for various businesses, they differ depending on the kind of business you want to get into. So that's where you're going to define the production process, the production schedule, what quantity do you intend to produce in each batch, and then with the batch product equipment and other requirements. I mean, if you're actually going into manufacturing of physical goods, what are the machineries that you will need to start the business? So we're going to put the cost of the machinery into context in this very business plan. Okay, then when you're done with that, what's the quality assurance and then requirements? Then the standardization. Are there companies that will need to, like if you're Nigeria, obviously you need NAFDAC, you need some standardizations, you even need to have a trademark, to register your trademark and stuff like that. So this is going to reflect in the business plan. Then you need the management analysis. What's the management analysis? This is going to include the management, the organization structure, the shareholders, the directors. So like you're going to have like a plan, a plan of the management. Let's know how the organogram of this company, it's going to run from the CEO down to the managers and stuff like that. So the organogram is going to reflect also at this very level. Are there external supports that the business is receiving? It's going to reflect. The management team of the business is going to reflect. The profile of the management team, very important. It's going to reflect, because the integrity of the persons that are involved in the management, or the success story of the persons involved in the management, has a lot to tell about the upcoming business. So at this point, these things are going to reflect there. Then the next place we need to look at is the legal, regulatory, social, and environmental issues. Now the legal issues, the regulatory bodies, the environmental issues. Does your business have any impact on the environment negatively? Is it going to affect the environmental nature, the nature of the environment, either the water, the groundwater system, the air, and stuff like that? Is there going to be any pollution at all, noise pollution and related stuff? Then when we're done with that, we have something very important, and that is financial analysis. Man, if you're not good with finances, you need to learn. And if you think you can't really pick it, then you need to invite the services of someone that is a professional in this area. Because if you don't do this right, if you don't put your one and two together and place them properly, you're going to have problem in the business. So in this business plan, you have your financial analysis, you have the financial plan, the cost of machinery is going to reflect here, the day-to-day expense of running the company is going to reflect at this point, the working capital projection is going to reflect, so the startup capital is going to reflect as well, the proposed financial structure is going to reflect, the depreciation, the depreciation schedule is going to reflect, the capital allowance, the cash flow projection, the projected balance sheet, everything about the financial aspect of this business is going to reflect at this point. Remember, most of these things are projections, okay, because you've not started the business yet, especially if you've not started your own business. Don't say I don't know. You must project what it's likely going to be, okay. And then when you're done with that, the ratio analysis is still somehow part of the financial aspect, but then sometimes if we don't spell it out, some people tend to forget it. So, and here we're going to be talking about the liquidity ratio, the leverages, the loan coverage ratios, the profitability ratio. We want to check the cost of production, the expected revenue you're going to be generating from each batch. Okay, let me put it this way: the cost of production of that batch, if you're manufacturing the physical goods, and then the projected revenue you're going to derive from that particular batch after removing all the cost impact, all the costs that is involved in that production. So you're going to look at these ratios, the cost and revenue ratio, the liquidity ratio. If you bring down everything you have, even the cost of the machines, if you bring them down to physical cash, what is it gonna be like? So these are part of the things you check in your ratio analysis. Then when we're done with that, very important is the risk analysis. Some persons don't think about risk, but let me tell you, business is risk. Yes, everything you do in business is all about risk. So you need to also do some risk analysis. Your At this point, you're going to look at the contingency plans. There could be some things that you never planned for, and they will pop up in the business. So you're going to put them into perspective at this point. The risk analysis, the mitigations, the contingency plan, the exit strategy. Wow, very important. Yes. See, let me tell you, no matter how big and no matter how wonderful your business is, it's very, very important for you to also note that it's possible that this business could exit the market on a particular day. It may not be now, it could be in the future. It may not even happen soon. I mean, that business may last for 500 years and you've not exited the market. But then there must be a paper in that your business plan covering up how you intend to exit, how you intend to dissolve, how you everybody, if it's a partnership business, if it's a limited liability business, even if it's a PLC, then how do we intend to dissolve this business should in case if there is need to dissolve it in the future. So this should be part of the business plan in question. Then you can now put up other considerations, the economic justification of getting into this business, the commercial viability of this business. Now this commercial viability is very, very important. Now no matter how good your value proposition looks, if in doing your commercial viability analysis, if the customers, your anticipated customers, are not willing to pay a certain amount that will cover the cost of your production, then there is no need of going into the business, because you could keep driving and pushing, and at the end of the day you will see that you have wasted so much in that business and you have earned so little, and obviously you will not be able to proceed. So that's why it's very, very good to have your business plan in. There's going to be some appendix you need to add to the business plan, your certificate of incorporation, your registration maybe with CAC or other registration bodies depending on the country where you're registering the business, different licenses you could need for the business. You need some approvals if you're going into food related products. Then you need to be certified by NAFDAC and Ministry of Health and all the related stuff. So these are part of the things that you need in forming or formulating your business plan. So I'm going to give you like a template, a sample of a business plan that you can use to form your own business plan. So remember, like I said earlier, if you're done with your idea generation, you're done with analyzing it with a model canvas, the next thing is the business plan. So I want to believe that you got something from today's class in the business plan, so you can start up your own business plan formulation at the now and right away. And then if you have questions, you can always ask. So that's all we have for you today. I want to believe you've enjoyed the class today and you have learned a lot. So see you in the next class where we'll be talking about pitching. Okay. Do have a pleasant evening. Goodbye.